The Great Blahino, Volume 1. About 40 years ago, a young potato was born. We'll call him Blahino. This young spud was loved by his uncle. I mean, really loved. Despite being morbidly obese, having a heart condition, and psoriasis, this young man managed to run a 4-minute mile in high school. This, along with his aptitude for sharpshooting, got him hand-selected by President Bill Clinton as a teenage assassin. He would travel the country, the world, all over, wherever he was needed. He was scouted out for these types of work. He was a sharpshooter. He could kill a Haji at 1,000 yards. But he would only shoot him in the gut and let him bleed out. Known for his cruel and unusual torture, he often used a small butane lighter that his mother bought at Williams and Sonoma to heat up a small blade and torture these Hajis. Later on in life, he set up his own steroid lab and would brew steroids and help professional athletes pass drug tests. Around this same time, he became a ladies' man. And although he was never actually seen with a lady, he had sex with multiple partners. We cannot verify if any of these partners were alive. Then something happened. The internet. This allowed this young man to catfish every woman he could find, bamboozling them to marrying him with his tales of grandeur. So he catfished his first wife, married her, and then poof, like that, he was bedridden with Meniere's disease. During this time, he spent a vast amount of time on the internet, forums. He discovered that he was from draconian lineage, part lizard man, part wolf man. He was a little bit of everything. Later down the line, he then discovered that he was hand-selected by aliens as part of a breeding program where he was probed and prodded and enjoyed most of it. It was fed by the Illuminati. During this time, he also, on the side, wrote for the Ku Klux Klan. This propelled him into writing his own novels. He became a writer, even though no one's ever seen any of these books or read them, because he's got a non-disclosure agreement. And he also managed to get 2 degrees from a university, despite having never attended a university, despite having never even achieved his GED. He managed to achieve these things. He then started to turn his life around, and he decided that he was going to get ripped, become a bodybuilder, and have more mass than Serge Nubret, more mass than Rich Piana, more mass than Jay Cutler. And he did just that. He got fucking huge. But not the kind of huge you think about. He got fat because he sits behind the computer all day and Googled everything. He had all this information at his fingertips. All he had to do was ask Google a question and it would find the answer for him. And thus he became a genius. He also was able to achieve 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black belts. despite having never trained in martial arts. He's a master, trained by Bruce Lee himself. He eventually became too big for his own muscle mass, too strong for his own muscle mass. And he started to call out people who were fake natties and shills of the supplement industry. So then he got sued, and he had to run away because he lost. He got sued, and he had nothing. He had no assets, no money, just his disability check. And he ran. He ran where? He ran back to Texas. But since he had nothing, he couldn't buy a vehicle. He couldn't buy a car. He couldn't rent an apartment. So he asked for donations. And donations poured out from all over the world so he could buy a Benz from his sister, whose couch he was sleeping on. He got that Benz. He did that. But then something happened. Something out of the blue. Boom. Dollar bills, Deutsche Marks, francs. Let's call her Lunar Cunt. She was an ex-stripper, ex-drug dealer, 3-time drunk driver, possible male to female transsexual. We just don't know. But it changed his life. Changed his life. He fell in love. Moved into a poverty apartment. Bought a poverty Ford Focus. Survives on jasmine rice, Coke Zero, and cheap chicken. And now look at him, with his funny little shoes, and his dumpy little body, and his bald head. I mean, not bald head. Where will this go? Where will this lead us? We'll have to find out. Remember, guys, this is just stories. Just story time. That's all it is. Just stories.